Good morning, respected principal sir, teachers and my dear colleagues. Today, I, Anurag of class 10B is here to discuss on the topic Indian freedom struggle. In this, I will be discussing about the famous movements and acts during the British Indian rule. So, let's start.
So, let's start with the Rowlatt Act. In 1919, Mahatma Gandhi launched a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. The act gives the government enormous powers to repress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. The British government decided to clamp down on nationalists by witnessing the outrage of the people. On April 10th, police in Amrut fired on a peaceful procession, which provoked widespread attacks on banks, post offices, and railway stations. Martial law was imposed, and General Dyer took command. On 13th April, the Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. A large crowd gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh, where a few people came to protest against the government's new repressive measures, while some came to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. General Dyer blocked all the exit points and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds. After the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, people became furious and went on strikes, clashes with police, and attacks on government buildings. Mahatma Gandhi had to call off the movement as it was turning into a violent war. Mahatma Gandhi then took up the Khilafat issue by bringing Hindus and Muslims together. The First World War ended with the defeat of Ottoman Turkey. In March 1919, a Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay. In September 1920, Mahatma Gandhi convinced other leaders of the need to start a non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat as well as for Swaraj. Next, I'll be talking about the Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. On 31st January 1930, Mahatma Gandhi sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin stating 11 demands. Among the demands, the most stirring of all was the demand to abolish the salt tax which is consumed by the rich and the poor. The demands needed to be fulfilled by 11 March or else Congress would start a civil disobedience campaign. The famous Salt March was started by Mahatma Gandhi accompanied by 78 of his trusted volunteers. The march was over 240 miles from Gandhiji's ashram in Sabarmati to the Gujarati coastal town of Dandi. On 6 April, he reached Dandi and ceremonially violated the law, manufacturing salt by boiling seawater. This marked the beginning of the civil disobedience movement. The movement spread across the world and salt law was broken in different parts of the country. Foreign cloth was boycotted, peasants refused to pay revenue, and in many places, forest law was violated. In April 1930, Abdul Ghaffar Khan, a devout disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, was arrested. Mahatma Gandhi was arrested a month later, which led to attacks to all structures that symbolized British rule. By witnessing the horrific situation, Mahatma Gandhi decided to call off the movement and entered into a pact with Irwin on 5 March 1931. Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Gandhiji consented to participate in a round-table conference in London. When the conference broke down, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India disappointed and relaunched the civil disobedience movement. It continued for almost a year, but by 1934 it lost its momentum. That's all for my discussion. Thank you.